Hey, CWGT here, Chris White, Google Training. Today we're going to take a look at Google Keep. Sort of falls somewhere between Evernote and Pinterest, neither of which I use, but I'm familiar enough with them, and I think it does a little better job. Let's take a look.
To start the process, I just click up on the top and type to remind myself. I can do it during a day, and I can switch these times. I can pick a date and time, or I can pick a place. I can also share it. I can change the color. I can add a picture. It doesn't like pictures vertical, so I'm going to trash that one. I could archive it and take it off my list of notes. I can also do all these things. Let's see if I can actually grab the image text out of this photo. Does a pretty good job. You can see here it says Google and Education, Minnesota Summit, featuring Google for Education, GAP Summit, Google and Education. So it does a pretty good job. Then when I click Done, it places it in my notes. I can have a list view, which is more like what it'll look like on your phone, or I can do the tile or grid view. If I want to move it up, I pin it and it moves up. I can also just do a note with a picture. If I don't want it pinned, I can just unpin it. It goes down to the bottom. The other day I took notes in a conference I was in, and I was taking horizontal pictures here. You can see I took a vertical one here and it messed it up, of Mark Garrison's session. And if you're in a note taking pictures, I actually did this on my phone, it'll keep taking those pictures and putting them in one note. And then I took my notes in there. Then I split it out into other notes as I saw how I wanted to organize that information. You can also do lists. The other thing you can do is share it with other people, which I mentioned earlier, which is nice. You can draw in these, as you see up here. We'll just go in this test one. I can hit a drawing note and draw whatever I want. Got different colors, different widths. Same thing here. This one's more of a highlighter, I believe. Yeah. So highlighter, pen. If I go into a note, one of the cool things I can do with it is I can actually copy it into a Google Doc, which I've done earlier. And you can see it moves all the pictures and all my text into a Google Doc. So this makes it really handy if the only thing you have is your phone and you want to take some notes on stuff. Great for field trips and things like that. Museum or something, you can have the kids say you want 5 notes about 5 artifacts they saw in the museum. And finally, you can move these around if you want. You can check them. So to select the pin mode, you can select them sort of like you select an email and the tools pop up for what you want to do with it, or unselect it. You can delete it. You can add a label. So I have these labels already. And then if you go back here, you can see your labels and just look at one page of all that. So these are all the notes I took at that last Google Summit. So I think if you have this gem on your phone, it makes things a lot easier for students to take notes and take pictures and add commentary and draw pictures for field trips and exchange trips, things like that, where it's a very useful tool to get that documentation of your experience. Hopefully this helps out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Seeing that number tick up slowly is what keeps me motivated to keep making these, and seeing all those views makes me happy that I'm reaching out and building a community around learning these Google tools. Till next time.